Yo, what's up, fools? This is Mr.Cygnus back again for yet another audio commentary for WCReplays.com. I must apologize on my slacking lately. I've been pretty busy. Got some shit going on, so I've been kind of busy with that stuff. But that's alright, man. You guys shouldn't worry because I got some really good audio replays to do pretty soon. So hopefully you guys can enjoy that stuff. Today I have a really good match for you guys. This match is versus Hasucraft, really good friend of mine. Normally I don't do audios on friends, but he totally insisted that I did an audio on this game, so I said, alright man, I'll do that stuff. So here I am doing audio on it. Hasucraft, 1.14 I believe, had about 2 accounts in the level 30 range. That's really good. He's an excellent Night Elf player. Also an equally good human player, as he is playing human in this matchup. Go ahead and put the vision on SE Neko. Our newest member of our audio department, Shoutcaster. She does a really good job. I believe last weekend she casted for about 17 hours in total, doing about 8 hours straight of complete shoutcasting, which is incredible. I mean, that's insane. I can't even talk for 8 hours like that. I'd have to cut my throat off and, you know, get one of those robot voices, and you'd hear me like, "Hey, this is Mr. Cygnus. I'm doing another audio," because I wouldn't be able to talk. So hopefully, that's why I don't do any shoutcast, man. Of course, that would be kind of cool, though. You know? I could be like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mr. Cygnus." All right, enough of that shit. Let's get into the match before I start getting retarded. So, anyways, let's get this unpaused in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, let's unpause this shit. So we're going here, standard build, okay, yeah, you know, Mr. Cygnus gets the Demon Hunter, blah blah blah, and Hasucraft is gonna get the Archmage. So, yeah, standard shit there. Most people, I'm sure, as Night Elf players, have a hard time versus human. I remember getting some PMs from people like, "Oh dude, Mr. Cygnus, need to do the audio on human." So I'm like, alright man, I'll do it, you know, and I've been kinda slacking off, but I'll get back to it, you guys. I still got another audio to do on an undead player from Northland. I have a really good game versus an orc player that is actually gonna be for more comedy reasons. Level 35 dude gets his ass beat so hard by me. But I'll do an audio on that, and that's going to be a real funny one, so you guys should just check that out, because I'm kind of anxious to do it. But I'm also anxious to do this audio also. So let's not jump the gun. Alright, here, 2 rivers. Normally, most human players kind of tower rush or foot rush on this map. So in small maps, I just generally just get the 2 AOW hunt build. I do the Cecil. Oh yeah, nothing wrong with that. Who gives a shit? So Cecil masses hunts. Whatever works. You know, they do generally have a saying for that, though. I believe it's, you can solve any problem with mass hunts, you'll just have less hunts in the end. So, whatever solves the problem. But generally, that's not my style. What the point of what I'm trying to say is, when you get mass hunts on this map, what you want to do is harass as effectively as possible without losing any huntress, and not letting the freaking human dude creep. Archmage is a beast for creeping, and if you let him creep, he's gonna whoop your ass later on. So with the Demon Hunter, generally what I do, yeah, as you can see, I just got him out right now, so the Demon Hunter is running over there, and right now Hasu's doing his militia creep. A pretty smart thing to do. Get this militia out, try and creep those out, and try and get to level 2 as soon as possible. Hasu knows I'm a Demon Hunter user, so what he's expecting is me to come through and mana burn the shit out of him, and then he won't be able to creep because that's bad news to get mana burned. Human is very, very, very vulnerable to harassment early in a game, so the best thing you want to do is the first thing I generally do with the Demon Hunter is run up and see if he's building a tower in his base and try and take that out as soon as possible. If the tower is successful, I put my first point into mana burn and just go harass. But if he's unsuccessful and I'm successful in taking out the tower, I just put the point into emulsion and I start raping peons or peasants or peon peasants. Anyways, Hasucraft sees I'm here, so I take out the water elemental, get a couple mana burns off. I'm gonna go back, mana burn that old bitch, bounce out real quick. You don't want to stick around. There's no weak footments. There's no point in me slashing and getting beaten down. Basically, what you want to do is try and mana burn the Archmage as much as possible, and try and keep your health on your hero as high as possible, so you can stick around and keep him from creeping. Basically, even if your hero is standing out of the battle but overlooking the creeping itself, that generally is a problem in itself. I mean, it'll make your opponent kind of nervous, being your human's kind of looking over his shoulder. You know, he's like, "Hey, what's up, bitch?" You know, and you know, you can just run in there and take out a weak creep, or steal an item, or take out a weak footman if possible. But anyways, what I generally do is, you're probably noticing, why am I putting my Huntress back at my base? I want to kind of give my opponent a false sense of security that I'm doing a quick tech. Generally, most Night Elves try and pull off a quick tech versus human, because tier 1 blows versus human, especially if they have really good micro and they get riflemen out. It pretty much sucks. So I'm trying to fool him a little bit. I'm trying to actually look to see where the hell he is. I do notice he's not creeping anywhere at his base, so I'm pretty much assuming either he's going to try and attack me sometime soon, or he's going to probably try and creep out my creeps at my base. So I do notice he's not up there, so I'm thinking, oh, it'd be a good time for me to run back and see where the hell he's doing. I thought for a second he might be doing something at his base, but then I realized that there'd be no point for Hasu to be just sitting in his base, because he's obviously a good player, and the last thing a good player would be doing is sitting idle in his base. I do notice that the ass is here creeping out my gold mine. Pretty slick, man. Hasu's good at doing odd creep patterns, so he's going to take those creeps out pretty quick. I'm trying to get the surround on his footmen, but damn it, I couldn't, you know, keep him from running away. So what I was trying to do is try and get to that bridge as soon as possible, and see if I can shadow meld my Huntress to prevent him from running through. But unfortunately, I left him a gap, so that sucks, man. But I did force him to kind of separate his hero from his army. So instead of going back to chase down the Archmage, I think the best thing for me to do is maybe chase down these footmen, see if I can take a few of the weak ones out. His Archmage does have a town portal, so it'd be kind of a waste if I went back to take some hits on the Archmage. I could really use some experience at this point, as my Demon Hunter is level 1, and taking out a few of these footmen would be really nice. So I have the attack upgrade on my Huntress, so I'm going to run in there. I don't want to run too far. You don't want to make the mistake of running too far and getting surrounded by militia, and then you're going to have to use your own TP. That's kind of a waste. So I'm going to go ahead and run out real quick. I'm going to try and coax him out of his base, see if I can make him chase me down with militia. I mean, that's an effective harassment if you can make him waste time with militia. He has 5 militia off of wood, which is nice, so he's just losing resources while I'm just kind of playing around. So he's gonna run those militia back. So this is time for me to run in there and see if I can take out a few of these footmen while I can. Maybe get a mana burn off on the Archmage. He doesn't have enough for another water elemental, so maybe I can try and take that water elemental out, and maybe a few footmen in the process. A couple weak footmen, so I take those out right now. My Demon Hunter's being focused, so I'm gonna have to run him out of the way. Water elemental, I thought I could take that out, but he was able to run that back in there. I do see the rifleman, so I want to take that out because that's an easy target. Unfortunately, my Demon Hunter's getting focused on, so I'm forced to TP, and he gets away with the rifle. I did use a TP, but then again, I did take out quite a few footmen. I did prevent him from creeping. He's only level 2. At this point, I'm level 1. So that was a pretty effective harass. So I was pretty proud of that. One thing you also need to know when you're doing this dual AOW Huntress build, number 1, don't go overboard. Number 2, don't creep. You do not want to creep when you go tier 1. All Huntress army is all speed. A lot of people don't understand this. When you have an all speed Huntress army like this, you want to keep as much pressure on the human as much as possible. You don't want him to creep, you don't want him to level up, and you don't want him to tech any faster than you allow him to. I do notice he's trying to creep his gold mine out. I figured he would. So I'm going to ignore the creep, see if I can take out a few of those footmen. I do notice that one big level 5 creep is weak, so I'm going to go ahead and run back and take that out. take a couple items. I do get the Wand of Manning stealing, which is pretty useless on a Demon Hunter, because I already have Mana Burn, so I'll just sell that shit later. Right now I'm going to focus down. His footmen are not upgraded. My Huntress are 1/1 upgraded. On small maps, when I find that my harass is going pretty well, I go for the upgrade on the Huntress. Most of the time I don't. I do Mana Burn the Mountain King. It's important to Mana Burn him. It's also important to bring all your Huntress into the battle instead of leaving 2 behind. Also, the first thing you want to do when you're going Huntress against Foots and Rifles is focus on the Rifles first. Huntress rape the shit out of Rifles, and in the process they will also rape the shit out of the Footmen with the Bouncing Glaive thing, so it's really nice. Don't chase him too far. He does have the Arcane Tower, so you don't want to run too far. You just want to remain local, see if you can keep the pressure on. Obviously he's at tier 2, so I do expect Sorceress and Priest pretty soon. When he gets to tier 2, it's always a good idea for you to also be expanding and teching at the same time you're harassing. You want to keep that pressure on. If he does manage to get any Sorceress or any Priests out, you want to focus fire those first, Riflemen second, and Foots also. Just kind of ignore the heroes and Foots. They're not a big concern. Hunters don't take any extra damage from human footmen, so it's not a big deal. Plus, footmen are pretty low in the hit points anyways. So just take out the Sorceress, but if you do notice that they do get about 2 or 3 Sorceress out, you should be retreating. Mass Hunters do not beat Rifles and Casters. In case you had no idea about that beforehand, I'll just let you know right now that if you're going to mass hunts like I'm doing right now, you better be smart about it, because you can lose your ass if you do it wrong. So do not attack a tier 2 army with mass hunters. You should actually be stalling them as much as possible. If you see they're close to you, run out of the way. See if you can run to their base and maybe take out peasants, scout for expansions, make them remain at their base. Don't let them attack your base, because you're going to be stuck hiding inside your base and you won't be able to do shit. So just keep the pressure on like I'm doing here. Run around. On different maps, look for alternate routes to run to their base. See, he's putting up an expansion here. The reason why he's doing this is because he's about to attack me. So he's probably going to attack and expand at the same time, which is really smart. Hasukcraft is a really good player, so he's aware of standard things like that. He does TP, so I do notice he is behind me. I do see a Sorcerer sticking out, but I'm going to go ahead and run. My Demon Hunter's in the back line, so I don't want him to get bolted, so I'm just going to run across that bridge. See if I can hold this bridge while I can stall long enough for my lures to get up. At this point, I do notice he doesn't have any mortars, so it's safe for me to go ahead and go for Dryads for the Dispel. It's in this matchup, when it's human Night Elf, it's all about touch and feel. He's going to go ahead and run across the bridge. I'll cover more of that topic later, if not after the commentary. I'll explain the basis between... fucking talk shit. The basis behind the matchup, Night Elf versus Human, and it's pretty much feel, because the humans have a pretty wide option when it comes to strategies versus Night Elf, as Night Elf does versus Human equally. It's a pretty equal matchup. It's pretty difficult for Night Elves to play against humans, though, because of the strength of their tier 2. But anyways, he's attacking. The reason why I love my base build, I think that my base build is the key point in me holding off most of his attacks, because of the openness of my base. I have my Ancients in the front mostly. I have my Moonwells in the back, so I can run in between my Ancients and my Moonwell safely to see if I can lure him in. I do Mana Burn a Mountain King, of course. That should be the first thing for you to do. Second thing you should do is Dispel Water Elementals. I don't have Dispel yet. Well, actually, I just got it. But Dispel the Water Elementals, Focus Fire those, because they do heavy damage, plus they're good experience. Mana Burn the Mountain King, and he's going Rifles, Casters. Run your freaking hunts after the Rifles. Focus Fire those. Take your Dryads. Focus Fire the Casters with the Dryads. Dryads take out Casters really fast, and they're immune to magic, of course. So they do piercing damage, and Casters are unarmored. So if you could take out the Priest first, and a Sorcerer second, that'd be great. Focus Fire the Rifles with the Huntress. This is how you beat a tier 2 army. You want to ignore the heroes, ignore the footmen, and you want to go straight for the rifles. You want to break their front line. Rifles are only better versus hunts if they have a front line to keep the hunters from attacking them. Other than that, hunters rape the crap out of rifle. As you can see, he's very separated. I actually allowed myself to get separated as well, but he's still in a worse position than I am. I have dryads focusing down. Down goes his sorceress. Down goes all his priests. All he has is rifles left, weak rifles. So right now I get my mana burns off. The heroes are pretty much just melee attacking units at this point. So he does bolt down that last huntress. Oh well, so I don't really need huntress anymore anyways. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the next thing, which would be mountain giants. Mountain giants and dryads are the best counter to casters, rifles, breakers. Upgrade the mountain giants are important. Always get them 1-1, then go straight for the armor. 1 to attack is great. You don't want the mountain giants to just become huge tanks. You also want them to become decent melee units as well. Using taunt effectively at the right time also screws up the micro of human players, so you can pretty much take them out. The problem with 2 rivers is you can camp those damn bridges, so right now is the ideal time for me to attack, being my mountain giants are going to pop out, and all he has is caster's rifles, so that'd be an ideal time for me to attack. One thing you don't want to do when you're on any matchup and you have the tech advantage, as it were, is not wait too long. You don't want to start creeping. I'm going to creep right here, and the reason I'm doing that is because my mountain giants aren't out yet. So if my mountain giants were out, I'd be running to that bridge. I do have 1 armor and 0 attack upgrade. I believe I'm researching the attack, so I'm going to wait for that to go through. Right now I'm going to creep until my mountain giants are up. I don't believe, Hasu has no idea that I'm pumping out mountain giants. I think he was probably assuming that I was just going to go straight for huntress dryads, so if I was doing that, that would be a good idea for him to attack right now. But he's going to show up, and he'll probably see I have mountain giants, and we'll see what happens there. I do have that Moonwell coming up. He's going to go ahead and take out that last Ancient of War. Not really a problem for me because I don't plan on ever making Ancient of War units anymore. No more archers, no more huntress. You know, they're no good at this point. Dryads are the way to go. If you can keep them protected and keep them in the back lines. Level 4 Demon Hunter, level 3 Archmage, level 2. Pretty standard. I'm going to dispel the water elementals, as I said before. Mana Burn the Mountain King, dispel the water elementals. I have 1-1 upgraded Mountain Giants. He's in a bad position. I'm going to taunt. He's going to try and run. This is ideal for me. I have Dryads for slow, so I'm going to take out as many units as possible, of course. I still have that 1 Huntress. Okay, that's all good. So I got a Huntress. That's cool. He's able to retreat effectively, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty smart. But I was able to take out a couple of riflemen. I do see this weak a priest, so I'm going to take that out. He does a smart thing. He's going to turn around, hold that bridge, summon up another water elemental. I see that. That's cool. Alright, you know, you want to cap the bridge. That's fine. One other point I want to make, when it comes to good players, this is what really makes the difference between an average to above average player to a gosu player. One thing gosu players try and do is whenever they have the advantage, they know their opponent is going to go for the counter to their army, so you want to go to the counter of the counter, if that makes any sense. I think Fear from Clan NAOC said it best, that pretty much you always have to think of the counter to the counter to the counter. A good example of this is obviously he sees him going Mountain Giants Dryads, so his counter would be Knights, Rifles, Casters. I know he's going to go Knights, Rifles, Casters because he's going heavy on the casters. So obviously my counter to his counter would be Chimeras, Bears, and Dryads. And just try and keep my old Mountain Giants alive as long as possible and keep them around for obvious tanking reasons, and see if I could run those back to the back lines, use taunt, redirected damage. Keeping a mixed army in any situation is always the way to go. He has an expansion up, I have an expansion up. If I was a little confusing on my description earlier, don't worry, I'll cover that again in the endgame analysis. Right now, I know he's going to camp those bridge, and I know he's already going to pump out some counter to my army, so I'm going to go ahead and creep. This is actually a pretty good decision of mine. I'm going to take out these golems down here. One thing you do notice is I always run my Demon Hunter in first, then I run the rest of my army in second. Demon Hunter at this point, look, he's level 5 with 6 armor. I mean, come on, dude, that's insane. He can take anything. Plus he has hero armor, so he takes reduced damage from everything. That just uses up less moon juice for me. Also, if you do have any life-increasing items on your hero, such as a circlet or a vitality-boosting item, it's a good idea to drop the item on the floor before you heal with your moon wells. It takes up less moon juice, so that's a good thing to remember. Sometimes I forget that. Right now, Hesselcraft is going to do some power creeping on the Ogre Warlords. Maybe he can pick up a good item. That's a pretty smart move. He does put up a tower on the other side of the map to see if I'm going to come up. I mean, not a tower, but a farm, a scout farm. That's a pretty smart thing to do. That way he knows where I'm coming from, so he can probably camp a bridge if needed. Some people think that this map is really cheap because you can camp those bridges. Well, it's only cheap if you allow it to become cheap. You should be thinking ahead of time when it comes to maps like this. So just keep that in mind next time you find yourself getting pissed off in those situations. As for Hesselcraft, he's going back to the bridge. He does have the knights, as I did state from before. I did expect this, so I'm going to go ahead and look, see where he is, and see if I can scout anything out. I do notice he's there. I'm going to run back. He knows I'm there, so I'm going to act like I'm going to camp this bridge. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and do a creep right here. I believe, I guess I'm not. Whatever works. I do have 2 armor upgrade, 1 attack upgrade on my lower units at the moment. Right now, the tech goes 1-1 for his knights. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hunters, put them on the bridge. Please, if you're going to creep this spot, please put out a scout unit. You do not want to get creep checked here. It's such bad news. Anyways, Hesselcraft picked up the Legion Doom horn. Yeah, okay. That's a really good item. Mana regeneration and speed. That's an excellent, excellent drop. As for myself, I pick up the Django of Endurance or whatever. I pick up that stupid drum. That thing is badass, man. I love that stupid item. That's increased attack speed, increased movement. That's like that's some good shit. Anyway, so I picked that up. I'm pretty lucky. We both got pretty lucky on our drops. So that always has a big effect on the game. As for what's going on now, I'm just healing up. He has the Knights, Casters, Rifles. Right now I'm trying to get some Chimeras going up. This is pretty much really bad news for myself. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Knights, man. 6 Knights, and he has Master Priests. That's Inner Fire. Oh shit, that's such bad news, man. Whenever you see Inner Fired Knights, you can just start crapping your pants because those things rape so hard. Knights aren't really the best tier 3 unit when it comes to Abominations, Bears, Tauren, but if you can get Inner Fire on those Knights, they become some good stuff. So, alright, so he's waiting up there. We're just talking a little bit. He says he's going to attack me. No rush 20 minutes, meet in middle. That's good stuff. Brings me back to those big game hunter days back in StarCraft. Oh yes, the good old days. Anyways, I do notice he has Knights, and I have Mountain Giants and Dryads, and he has Rifles and all that good stuff. I'm in really bad shape, man. This is bad news for me. He has Inner Fire, and at this point, this is a huge lesson for all you people out there right now who find yourself in situations like this when you have a vastly insufficient army and your opponent's army is far superior to yours. Stall as long as possible. Base construction is very important in situations like this. Right now I'm trying to coax him into running in between my moonwells to see if I can cut him off and, you know, get my whole army to surround his individual units. But Hasu's micro is incredible. He's very smart. He doesn't do those stupid things like that. Most people think that, oh, I got a superior army. I'm just gonna go ahead and run in as much as possible. Hold on for a second, people. What? Oh shit. Alright. Hold on, stupid ass phone. Go ahead and pause this game at 22:45. Pause in 3, 2, 1, pause. Be right back, motherfuckers. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully, that wasn't too boring for you guys as you had to wait there in such an exciting time in the game. Anyways, I'm at 2240 freaking 6. So, let's unpause this shit in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, 22, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yeah, people from work are always calling me up, man. It's a real bitch. Hate that shit. Especially when you're playing a game. Well, anyways, alright, so right now I'm just trying to stall. He's just gonna bring his shit in real quick. He's got the inner fire. I'm gonna try and take a wisp and try and get a detonate off if I can, like right in the middle of his stuff. But I kind of get hung up there. I do get a mana burn off the Mountain King. That's pretty important. I'm taunting right now. Taunt. Chimera pops out. Now it's time for me to engage. So I'm going to try and focus down on the Knights as much as possible with the Chimera. Try and keep it alive as soon as possible. But he does micro that focus-fired Knight in the back. So I do lose my Chimera. Now I'm back in a bad situation. So don't lose your cool. Keep your cool in a big battle like this. So I run in the back. I got my Dryads. It's all good. Right now, Demon Hunter almost level 6, so I'm going to focus fire Knights to try and take as many of those out as possible. He's in my base. Now he did the stupid thing as he ran in there. He made a mistake. He figures he has this game in the bag. So mana burn off on the Mountain King. I do hit level 6 during trying to run my focus fire Demon Hunter out of the way. Pop out Demon Hunter form. Now I'm really at the advantage. I know it doesn't seem like it, but when Demon Hunter hits level 6, you better run, man. I'm telling you right now. Chaos Splash damage is going to rip your ass to pieces. So you better run the hell out of the way. I take my Demon Hunter. I'm just going to put him in front. I don't care. My Demon Hunter's out there in the front. I got the Chimera. I accidentally fly it too far up there. He takes that out. That was a bad mistake of mine, but that's okay. Stuff happens. Mountain Giant's out in the front again. I got my Demon Hunter doing some very fast chaos damage. He's doing the smart thing. He's going to probably wait this out. He's going to wait for my Demon Hunter to die down. I don't want to press up too far outside of my base because I can end up putting myself back into a bad situation. So right now I'm going to pump out Bears. Bears for, I notice he has no breakers right now. He puts up a second expansion. Brilliant idea right there. I'm gonna get some Bears for rejuvenation and just go ahead and put those out right now. Maybe I can get some roar action going on. Bears, Mountain Giants, and Dryads do own, and I repeat, do own Knights, Rifles, and Casters. I mean, that's heavy melee. Will just rip through the front line, no problem. Especially when you have roar and rejuvenation on level 6 Demon Hunter. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So the good idea for him, he's pumping out more Knights. That's okay. He doesn't know I have Bears. I mean, when he does see I go Bears, maybe it'd be a good idea for him to start getting maybe some mortars and some griffins or whatever. I do have my Tree of Eternity sticking out. He runs in. He's going to try and take that out. He's got inner fire in his whole army. I dispel a little bit of that. I do have Chimeras popping up. Bears in the back line. I'm just trying to stall as much as possible. I'm trying to turn this game around if possible. So I'm trying to keep this fight in my base. He does, Knight's almost going down. Knight goes down. Demon Hunter's fighting still. I don't have my Demon Hunter form. Another Chimera being focused on. I was trying to taunt out of that lock right there, but my Mountain Giants were a little too far away. Hasucraft does a smart thing once again. Does back out of my base. He does surround my Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant's getting surrounded. I'm trying to save it, so I do run my army back up. I do taunt again. I taunted with the weak Mountain Giant by mistake. Oh well, it goes down. I use Roar. Roar goes off. Now I'm focusing down on his Knights. He's in a bad position because now I have Dryads in the back line, focusing down on his weak units. I do lose a few Dryads. Now I'm doing some taunt action right now. I do the taunt action, trying to spread the damage around in my army. I do get a Mountain Giant stuck in the back line, but he's ignoring that right now. He's trying to go for some weak Bears. Knights are going down. Do hit level 7 on my Demon Hunter. Inner Fire still off on his whole army. I do have Roar off on my Bears. Bears are ripping through. Now he has just his rifles in the front line. So I'm ripping through his front line rifles right now. Roar going off on the Bears once again. Demon Hunter cooldown is off, so now I'm back in Demon Hunter form. It's about time for him to start taking off, but that's alright. I do take out his Archmage. He had a weak Archmage, so what I did is I put my Demon Hunter focus fired on the Archmage, hit level 8, turn on the Immolation, and right now I'm focusing down on his Mountain King. Mountain King's getting really low, so I'm trying to chase that down. My Dryad's getting hung up behind the tree, so he turns around and sticks a rifle in the path of the Mountain King. Mountain King does have 92 mana. I was kind of concerned about him bolting one of my weak bears, so I go ahead and let him run away. I'm fully aware of the fact that I do have the advantage now. Now I have one Mountain Giant, bears, Dryads, and I still have that lone Huntress there that survived practically the whole game. So right now I'm taking my Tree of Eternity, I'm going to put it on the Long Walk. I'm going to cast Rejuvenation. I don't want to take too long waiting, because right now I have the advantage. If I can attack right now, before he resupplies his army with maybe Breakers, Rifles, and Casters at this point, and maybe a couple Knights, or maybe Griffins if he was able to tech to that in time, that'd be bad news for me, because I'm pretty sure he has 2 expansions. So right now I'm throwing down the Rejuvenation. I do have fully upgraded armor on my lower units. I still have only 1 upgrade for my attack. That's okay. 10 armor Mountain Giant will be able to tank a crap load. I'm continuing to pump out Dryads and Bears at this point. I'm going to stick my Tree of Eternity on the gold mine. And alright, right now it's time for me to run in. Alright, so now I'm going to try to take out this expansion as soon as possible. I'm going to focus down on that opposed to focusing down on any peons. It's better to take out the base before he can run in and defend it. So he's on the Long Walk with those peasants right now. I'm going to go ahead and let those suckers go. I see Breakers. I see a couple rifles. Okay, I'm not going to chase those down. He wants me to come to his base. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to try and see if he has an expansion up in the left corner. I'm aware he does have an army. He's resupplied his full force again. I have a 78 food army, and he has a 81 food army. Alright, that's all good. So right now I have my Chimeras, Bears, Mountain Giants, Dryads, very well balanced army. He has Knights, Casters, Rifles, a bunch of Militia. Bad news. I'm going to focus down. I'm in a bad spot. I'm going to TP out. No point in me trying to fight right now at this point. I don't want to make the mistake of screwing up. He is able to take out a bear. So he's doing the smart move, you know. He's going to try and catch me from behind. I was able to get my back line out of the way, but, you know, why push it? So, you know, obviously I have 2 expansions up and he has 1. Hasucraft playing the smart move right there, trying to catch me off guard. So he's playing pretty smart. Now he's aware of the fact that I have probably at least 1 expansion up. So at this point, he's thinking it's probably in his best interest to try and attack me. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. He's just healing up a little bit, trying to micro back his peasants, maybe see if he can put up another expansion, probably do a counterattack if possible. As for myself, I'm going to try and buy some items, maybe a scroll protection, scroll of healing, anything to maybe seal the deal here. Right now I'm continuing to pump out another Mountain Giant. I'm going to upgrade the attack. No point in slacking off at this point. So I pump up, I get a scroll of healing. So right now he's looking for an expansion. He does notice I do have my Tree of Eternity up there. I'm going to take out his farm. Right now I was kind of debating whether I should TP in and defend that Tree of Eternity. But then I see, oh crap, look at all that militia, you know. I know militia are just, you know, not that powerful. So I just take out all my wisp and just detonate. Last thing I want to do is TP my freaking army into a bad position and lose the game because I did something retarded like that. So I'll lose my Tree of Eternity. Fine. I'm just going to go turn around. I'm going to try and focus fire his tower and try and lure him back into where I want him to be. I want to engage him in a full-out battle. I'm pretty aware of the fact that my army is vastly superior to his. I'm out-upgraded. I have the counters to all his counters, and I'm pretty confident in my micro, except for the fact that I do something stupid right here. So right now, Hasucraft, he's gonna go ahead and try and pull out a victory here. We're pretty even. He's doing the smart thing. He's got his breakers and he's got his knights in the front line right there, trying to hold off my bears, keep him away from his rifles. He's doing the smart thing. He's using bolt. He's putting up the good fight here. He's going to try and flank me from behind to get a good surround. I do notice he is going to flank me, so I run my archers in the back lines of his back lines, throw a taunt off of the mountain giant, redirect some of the damage, get the chimeras in the front line. He focuses down on my, he's trying to keep his army away from my demon hunter, as he is level 9 at this point, and emulsion is really brutal. So I'm focusing down on his knights. And I'm trying to focus down that archmage. Archmage goes down. Archmage goes down. Come on, go down. There he goes. There he goes down. He's trying to flank me with militia. Good move there, but unfortunately I hit level 10. Level 3 emulsion just rips right through militia like they're butter. So I just turn around, take those out, take out the rest of his knights, try and focus down on that breaker real fast. I used roar at the last of that battle because I did notice he was running low on breakers, so it was safe for me to use it. So Hassucraft types GG right there. Down goes the Mount King, and that was definitely a really good game. So it goes to show, there is a big lesson to be learned in this game. Hassucraft is an incredible player. His micro was really good that game. He played a really smart game. I think the one thing that did win the game for me at this point was the fact that I was able to stall him long enough for me to get the counter to his counter. So that was basically what won me the game right there, other than my pimp level 10 demon hunter, which wins me everything. But that's pretty much common knowledge at this point. So just a little bit of chat here. I'm just going to go ahead and go into the endgame analysis at this point. It's pretty safe to do that. But me being able to stall him long enough for me to get my chimeras out so I can deal some heavy damage to those knights was basically the winning factor of the game. So hopefully you guys will remember that when you're playing your games, not to lose your cool, especially when you're getting tower rushed, you know, to try and play everything out as smart as possible, and you might be able to pull out the W. So hopefully you guys remember that. And big thanks to Hassucraft for suggesting the game for me to do an audio on. I normally wouldn't have done it, but he's a really good-mannered player, excellent player, highly respected by me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the audio. I'm going to go ahead in a little bit and try and record a second audio pretty soon. So hopefully we can get that out, and that should be a pretty funny one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys stay cool. Be safe. Don't get too wasted when you're out on the weekends. And if you're under 21, don't get wasted, period. I don't want you to get in trouble with your folks. Bad news there. Don't drink and drive. I had a buddy of mine who, I shit you not, he said this to a cop. I was too drunk to walk, so I drove. What a dumbass. But anyways, alright guys, hope you enjoyed the commentary. You guys stay cool. Late.